Alperen Sengun quietly became one of the best offensive bigs in the league last season, an offensive engine in his own right who averaged 29 and 5 on 58% true shooting. A big leap from his sophomore year in the league, and Sengun is being trusted as a primary creator within this young Rockets core. I don't think the world truly understands how great Sengun can be, and at just 22 years old, the amount of polish that this dude has is kind of just mind-blowing for me, and I really like watching his game. And I'm really high, and I'm just hoping that the duo of Green and Sengun could be one of the better duos in the league. And honestly, Sengun can really just help Green and just simplifying the offense for him to where it doesn't have to be create for him, but just work within the flow of the offense for Green. Sengun's low post offensive ability and his playmaking ability, finding cutters, being a handoff hub pairs nicely with Jalen Green's slashing and shooting ability. All I'm hoping is that Jalen Green just becomes a much more efficient and polished on-ball creator. That's all I'm asking for him, and I'm hoping that comes true and I hope we're not robbed of a really good duo that's about to come out of this. Sengun was in the run-in for most improved player last season, and as Sengun enters his 4th season in the league, we are potentially looking at him as the next all-star and face of the Rockets. He is in the archetype of guys of Domantas Sabonis, Nikola Jokic, strong guys with great touch around the rim who are playmakers at a high level as big men. The 22-year-old 6'11 center is one of the best big men distributors in the league. The patience in his decision-making and timely passes with precision makes him a plus playmaker. Average 5 assists, he finds cutters, he finds shooters, makes short roll passes, kick out passes from the post. The defense here ices the Rockets ball screen and sets up a weak side help early. Sengun has developed a nice relationship with VanVleet, who can hit him in stride with pocket passes. With how the defense loads up on Sengun on the pass, he keeps the ball up high and away from the defender's hands before beaming a pass to the cut-in Brooks. The short roll passing has been a consistent plus from him. I really like the patience and how he reads the defense. Here the obvious pass is going to be Jabari Smith in the corner, but you see Dean Wade is kind of just loading up, forcing that pass. There's an understanding from Alpy that, hey, I put the ball down, I'm going to draw multiple bodies, in which he does, and see how far Dean is in the paint, committed on the help. Makes the closeout to Jabari further away, and they generate an open jumper from that patience. And this is the stuff I mean from earlier with the Green and Sengun connection. Green is such a blur of a player, and he gets Kobe chasing him through, which freed up the cut and a nice bounce pass to finish off this play. He has got respect from the defense to the point they may look to send a double his way, and he has been solid navigating away from them and finding the open guy early. And he's a really good handoff player. Can station him above the break and run off ball stuff for him to make reads off of, and he has a strong upper body and can help free up his guards for open shots off of screens and handoffs. As much as we see the evolution of big men nowadays and see how the three-point shot has impacted the league at every position, the most valuable thing you can have in a big man is for him to be a capable playmaker and connector. The big man is a very valuable position who is going to be a threat inside, but being able to make reads off the pick and roll, off of interior play, really is the biggest difference from modern NBA bigs compared to previous generations. So Sengun has already shown value in just that at various levels of playmaking. He has shown some good scoring, has developed that chemistry with VanVleet. Really like that pairing of how Sengun can get into a pick and roll with him, and VanVleet just is able to hit him in stride, and Sengun can really get up in open space on his rolls with some vicious dunks. He has really good patience when setting screens, just pacing himself until VanVleet is able to draw into big a bit more so that he can have space inside to dunk and attack the rim. He also does a good job in, even if he gets the ball far from the hoop and his defender is in drop, he just drives, makes an emphasis to get his body into the defender and powers through his defender inside to score. He utilizes the hell out of a spin move, a shoulder bump into a spin and getting off a hook shot, Really good move from him to just get his defender off balance and then changing directions. Also utilizes euros and strides to change directions when driving. And he also has a variety of fakes, up and under, step throughs in his game. He can get off inside. There's so many bigs that come into the league that are raw in terms of just post play. The dude is 22 and he has clean footwork. It is a breath of fresh air. Like, a lot of these guys, they come in, they're lob targets. It's simple. They're lob targets. They have athletic ability, but it's not much of, hey, I can get the ball, put two moves together, and get a bucket myself. And he has a push shot he can get into in the mid-range, which really makes him a threat in that short mid-range area, just inside the free throw line. According to Clean the Glass, he shoots 48% on those short mid-range shots, which that area is at a 34% frequency. He also shows off that one-legged jumper he can get off as well. He's not much of a big-time shooting threat yet. His face-up mid-range game and shot can be better. His free throw shooting can be much better. And the three-point shooting is something to monitor. Can he be a guy who has 4 3-point attempts and shoots around 37% or more from deep? If he can reach that percentage and have defenders commit to him on that three-point line, that can help the entire offense, as well as him being able to take bigs off the dribble. For a young big like him, there's not much of a concern area I really have for him offensively, but more so just building on what he already does, continuing to get better as a one-on-one scorer and get into the line more and converting. The biggest conversation on him is the defense. He just isn't an imposing threat on that end, at least physically. He doesn't have the biggest wingspan to generate blocks or really throw off an offensive player's shot. He does put a limit on how good his rim protection can be compared to other bigs in the league who are much more explosive and valuable with their physical tools. He does have good strength to build on, as well as instincts and decent hands. Honestly, the similarities to Jokic and Sabonis is just so damn glaring to the point where I'm just like, hey, the Rockets just need to look at what the Nuggets did and build their team off of that. You're going to have to surround Sengun with a bunch of athletes who can defend and a primary scorer who can operate off him and make plays. Wouldn't call Sengun a switchable big to any degree. The main area of concern is agility and mobility for him, how quick he is able to move his feet, switch his hips, and stay grounded out of no man's land within a drop coverage defense. Within drop, he does show solid position, and oftentimes he does try to go for a lunge or a steal to try and force the ball handler to pick up their dribble, which in theory is a good tactic to try and make himself the dictator of how that possession will go instead of the offense. But he isn't the quickest to recover back to his man and could get out of position and is just slower to recover from this. In result, he can be very vulnerable to lobs and not having a vertical pop or length to really impact lobs, which is why positioning and discipline is really key factors within his defense. He's a solid post defender. This is where the strength comes into play, and his ability to just wall up on guys and give in a good fight and position on those has really been solid this season. His hands are pretty good to the case. He can generate deflections and steals, tons of deflections last season, just reacting to passes. With Sengun, it's just the physical attributes that really hurt him as a defender. While he does have the intangibles down and still growing there, will he ever be a high-level rim protector? I just don't think that will be the case at all. But you have defensive pieces around him that will help him a ton to where he doesn't have to be someone to constantly have to clean up other guys' mess. The Rockets have shown tremendous improvement defensively as a team last year. It was a huge culture change, and that has been the area that has carried them last season. They will hound you along the perimeter. They have functional athletes and smart defenders to get stops. I mean, a defensive core of Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, and then you have the gritty vet defenders like Fred VanVleet and Brooks, and you even have Steven Adams lurking on the bench. These are the type of guys you need around him. Sengun is a guy who is going to help elevate the offense, and that's the biggest need going into next season. If they improve as an offensive unit, the young guys need to polish offensively and grow as a three-point shooting team and push more movement. If they clean up all of that, this could be a really sneaky playoff team this season. that'll wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more NBA breakdowns like these. With all that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.